So welcome. We're happy to be here today to talk about how Clearco built a tech stack to support their strategic growth. This event has been hosted by the Answer Company with Sage Intacct supporting us as well. And we welcome Clearco. I'd like to introduce Michael Munroe. So Michael is the VP of Finance for Clearco. And we're going to be doing a little bit more detailed intros momentarily. David Apple has joined as well. He is head of SaaS verticals, the SaaS vertical for Sage Intacct. Welcome, David. And my name is Sean Ostheimer. I'm founder and president of the Answer Company.
Here's a lesson we've learned from all these interviews. This is not a David nor an Intacct opinion. This is from talking to many peers. If you start on the bottom there and seed, and you see there's the stage, working your way up. Early stage companies just try to get product market fit. So happy customers, the CEO throws some receipts in the shoebox. But then you want to prove you can sell what you created. So you hire reps, but you want to make in quota, and you start to automate for everybody, automate the financial processes of billing, cash, and bookings, and accounts payable and AR. Then you can prove what you're in the purple line, your net expansion revenue model. I mean, people buy from you a second and third time, which also a lot happens at once. Volume is going up. Your number of add-ons is going up. And then revenue recognition with contract amendments is increasing. And you want to close the books even faster while all that complexity and volume is going up, and then be able to forecast off of it. So a tremendous amount of change happens there. And then the red line, start to make it, you get exit trajectory because you won your space. You want to make everything profitable, predictable, and repeatable. A lot more FP&A. And the top yellow line, IPO, you want to take a capital efficient market, move it to adjacent markets and geographies. So a lot of acquisition integration, multinational, and tax and currency and compliance all come in there. So this is the traditional SaaS finance maturity curve that we found over time. So next slide, please. And
David,
when you put all, yeah.
You've really done some great work on that maturity model. And I just want to remind our audience that we do have that available for download for those of you who would like to really pull that out as reference. And it's really interesting, I think, to see some of these metrics. What roadblocks have you really seen as it relates to SaaS startups in all of the research that you've done?
Well, for those of you, because many of you, if you're attending this, you perhaps want to think about how do I put in my stack? Because to build a beautiful dashboard like this, real time, so the executive team and the board understands what's happening in the business, there's several things you need to do upstream of that. But I want to leave a little bit of mystery for that, because that's the crux of the rest of the session as Michael tells his story. So the rest of the webinar, I hope we leave you on the edge of your seat, is Michael telling you how he did this in order to create this. But I tell you, it revolves around beginning with the end in mind, knowing what data and output you have, what your billing and revenue use case look like so you can package around that, and then hiring a wonderful, great team and empowering them to do the work for you. And I don't want to steal Michael's thunder, because it's an amazing story. So thank you, Sean.
So that's a great segue. And so with that, we really would welcome the opportunity to introduce Mike Munroe, VP of Finance here at Clearco. And Mike, before we get into the meat of what we want to talk about, why don't you tell us a little bit about your story and the audience about yourself and Clearco?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, John, and thanks, David, too, for those kind words. It's great to be here with both of you guys and to tell my story, and I look forward to the conversation. So I'll just lead with a bit about me. Mike Munroe, I'm a VP of Finance at Clearco. I oversee our reporting and FP&A teams. And for the audience, Clearco is a fintech. We're a provider of capital to e-commerce businesses. We give merchant cash advances, which is funding to help founders grow their businesses. And we take a bit of a novel approach. We don't take equity. We are paid back through a revenue share agreement, where this really aligns our success and our customer success, whereby we get paid back as they earn the revenues, and we take that risk so that we're really invested in the success of our customers. We make our advances based on data. We look at business performance in e-commerce companies using data from their platforms, and we use that to make our funding decisions. We also offer insights and benchmarking and partnership opportunities to our customers. And this is the last thing I'll say in terms of company structure. We're a VC-backed tech startup. We had a successful Series C fundraise that was last March, and we continue to see exceptional growth. In my time here, we've increased our revenues about 8 times, and that's over the past 2 years or so. And with that, our transaction volumes, our headcount, our the size of our company. We operate now in 7 countries. We're selling into 7 countries, so continuing to grow very rapidly. And and really looking forward to talking about Sage and how it's helped support our finance team being effective through that process.
That's so exciting to hear your story. My observation is, there's a lot of companies who really want to categorize themselves as a disruptor, and it seems clear that Clearco has been a disruptor in this space and providing money for organizations to be able to grow without necessarily foregoing equity. And I imagine as being the second finance hire at Clearco, you were in a way hired to disrupt the finance department. Tell us a little bit about what those initial operations look like and what some of your first steps were as you looked at what you had to work with and where you wanted to be as the leader of that finance team.
Yeah, absolutely. So I came in 2019, about 2.5 years ago. And in terms of Clearco on the curve that David was sharing earlier, we were, a little ways along, but still in a pretty early stage at that point. So, like a lot of startups at that stage, the operations are really focused on a tight-knit group of people, really strong performers who really do whatever it takes and carry the company on their back. And they see Clearco achieved enormous success that way. And that fuel really continues to drive our business growth. Even today, that's a core part of our culture. But, you and others will have seen this too. If there's anybody in the audience listening who's in a similar company, you get to a stage where there's a need to transform from that very early stage, fueled by sheer effort and perseverance to, a little bit more systematization. And that's where I came in. So 2019, the company was around 150 people, still growing really quickly. And my mandate was to build out the finance function, to make the investments that were needed to keep up that efficiency and effectiveness as the company scaled, and also support leadership through that process. And that's all about, as the business needs evolve, keeping up the finance platform to be able to be a strong business partner and support management in the evolving needs of the company. So, got in, took a look, understood the context. And, my first step, if I think back, was really to establish not just what was important for the company at that point in time, but look ahead at what we expected as our growth trajectory and how do we invest in a system to have the flexibility and be well positioned to keep supporting the company looking forward. That's just, thinking back, that's a little bit of the initial context.